In Luke chapter 20, verse 46-47, it states, "Be on your guard against the teachers of the law, who like to walk about in long robes and love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces, who take advantage of widows and rob them of their homes, and then make a show of saying long prayers. Their punishment will be all the worse." These words shook the religious leaders to their core. They saw Jesus, peace be upon him, not as a prophet, but as a threat that had to be removed. And so, they devised a secret plan to capture him and put an end to his mission once and for all. As the Passover festival approached, thousands of Jews gathered in Jerusalem to commemorate their ancestors' escape from Egypt. It was during this time that Jesus, peace be upon him, entered the city, riding on a donkey, just as had been foretold in prophecies. In Matthew chapter 21, verse 10-11, it states, "When Jesus entered the Jerusalem, the whole city was thrown into an uproar. 'Who is he?' the people asked. 'This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee,' the crowd answered. The Jewish leaders were alarmed. The people were drawn to Jesus, peace be upon him. His words, his wisdom, his message, it all posed a danger to their authority. And so, in secret, they met with one goal: to capture and kill him. At the palace of Caiaphas, the highest priest, a decision was made. What was the decision? "We must not do it during the festival," they said, "or the people will riot." That is in Matthew chapter 26, verse 3-5. Jesus, peace be upon him, he knew what was coming. He knew what was the plan. He had warned his disciples, but the moment was near. That night, in the Garden of Gethsemane, he turned to God in a deep prayer. He bowed down, praying, "Father, if you will, take this cup of suffering away from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." In Luke 22, verse 41-42. These were prayers which Jesus prayed while he was bowing, putting his head on the ground like Muslims do. An angel appeared, offering strength. Yet Jesus, peace be upon him, continued to pray, his sweat falling like drops of blood to the ground. But when he returned to his disciples, they were asleep. Grief had overcome them. "Why are you sleeping?" he asked. "Get up and pray that you will not fall into temptation." And then it happened. A group of Roman soldiers and temple guards, led by none other than Judas, arrived. Do you know that man called Judas? Judas, one of Jesus' own disciples, had betrayed him. With a simple kiss, he signaled to the soldiers whom they should arrest. Bound in chains, Jesus, peace be upon him, was taken to Annas, an influential religious leader. From there, he was sent to Caiaphas, where a trial awaited him. The chief priests and religious leaders were desperate. They needed false evidence to sentence Jesus, peace be upon him, to death. But even with many false witnesses, they could not find a real charge against him. The chief priests and the whole council tried to find some false evidence against Jesus to put him to death, but they could not find any, even though many people came forward and lied about him. That one you can get in Matthew chapter 26, verse 59-60. At last, they condemned him for blasphemy, but they needed Roman approval for execution. And so, they took him to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor. We call him Pilato. As he awaited his fate, Jesus, peace be upon him, was mocked and beaten. In Luke 22, 63, 65, tells us that the men who were guarding Jesus mocked him and beat him. They blindfolded him and asked, "Who hit you?" Gaze. And they said many other insulting things to him. But was this truly the end? Would the enemies of Jesus, peace be upon him, succeed in their plan? Or was there something they did not expect? They really had a bad plan of putting to death the one who have been sent by God. But what really happened? This was only the beginning of one of history's most incredible stories about Jesus. What happened next? Did Jesus, peace be upon him, really die on the cross? Or was there something more? Stay tuned for the next episode, where we uncover the shocking truth about Jesus' survival and his mission after the crucifixion. Be with me. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and put that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I put another episode. Thank you.